What's going on, everybody? Welcome and welcome back to the channel. Today I want to have a conversation about hate speech versus free speech and whether the increase for the desire for the eradication of censorship is a movement towards the inclusion of all voices and the uplifting and equality of all people, or is this just a backhanded way to usher in hate speech as a political right? Let's talk about it.
I don't do regrets. I'm trying to learn from my lessons, but do I get it yet? I want to set an example, but I'm not sure I done handle all my demons. I'm thinking that I should court a vet. I fight for all respect. I'm working overtime to keep in my head. I understand I'll get the love when I'm dead, so my focus is red. Choose the black out on what's keeping me chosen. I've been the token, now the back is ahead. On my soapbox, chucking.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome and welcome back to the channel. This is Georgia, Carolina, your gated and discrimination-free community where we personalize culture and entertainment and then curate a conversation that's based on self-discovery and growth. I am your pop culture coordinator of all things inclusion and awareness, Jordan Renee, and I'm happy to have you back for another video. All right, everybody. So I just want to have like a free-handed conversation really quick about free speech versus hate speech and how I'm a little worried that the new movement towards the decrease in censorship is kind of just a backhanded way to usher in hate speech as defendable under the First Amendment. Because if you guys have seen my recent video that I did about Spotify and how the creator or the CEO of Spotify not only backed Joe Rogan and his 12 years worth of N-word comments on his podcast, but also said that they would be leaving the content up because they wanted to encourage free speech, I wanted to further that conversation now that Elon Musk has purchased Twitter and see how we feel about a public forum now being operated by a solo entity or like a sole operator. Do you get what I mean? Yes, I'm sure that Twitter is going to go under his many corporations, but this is like sole ownership. It's not like he has a board or all of this. Like it just worries me. And it's less about Elon Musk specifically. I just want to have a conversation in general about where do we feel like this is going, because are we decreasing censorship so that we can reduce the suppression of minority voices, or are we decreasing censorship so that the outrage for hate speech can be stifled? That's really the question that I'm really asking. And these are just the examples that I'm looking at that make me want to ask these questions, because a lot of people are freaking out that Elon Musk has bought Twitter and they're wondering about, what that's going to be about. And especially with all of the things that have gone on with Facebook and Instagram and how they are not the most capable when it comes to dealing with race and gender issues when it comes to their platform. I'm worried that Twitter is going to fall in line with that type of thinking and that type of movement under the guise of free speech, because Twitter is one of the only social media platforms that I've actually seen really do something or like hold people accountable for tweets that they make that are transphobic, that are racist, that are just blatantly ignorant. Like, Twitter is one of the only platforms, like those of you that know me know, I really only use Twitter as a personal social media outlet. The rest of my social medias are for promotion for this channel. So if you want to actually see me like interact with people, the best place to find me is on Twitter. Now that worries me because I want to know what the specific principles are that Elon Musk and anybody else who is moving like this, I want to know what the central principles are into making these moves. Do you get what I'm saying? Because just because somebody says free speech, that doesn't mean equal. That doesn't mean equality. That doesn't mean for all. Just like when the Constitution was written and they said all men are created equal. Well, guess what? Black men were considered 2/3 of a human being at the time. Therefore, they were considered out of the range of humans that were created equal. So, being that we are not in any better of a place when it comes to racial issues in this country, as well as gender issues in this country, sexual issues in this country, I feel like this is just a backhanded way to alleviate the liability for people to say directly discriminatory shit and now cover it under the insurance policy that is the First Amendment. I wish that I had an optimistic display or an optimistic example to give me hope that, you know, this is going to swing in favor of minorities and in favor of the oppressed and in favor of alleviating suppression. But based on recent history, I don't feel so confident. And I just wanted to jump on and just kind of like give those couple of examples and just kind of talk this out really quick and just kind of see what y'all think and just pose this as a question. Like, do you think that this new wave of, because it's become really popular recently, like people have really been pushing this thing of free speech and decreased censorship, and it's really, you know, it's been lingering throughout the water cooler for a while, but now in the past year or so, I've been seeing it become like a big hot button issue. And I want to know, where do you guys think this is really going? And do you, as minorities and as the LGBT community and people who are considered to be suppressed and oppressed, do you feel safe? Do you feel like this is a move that is going to actually benefit you as a person of color or as a person of difference? Difference being in air quotes. But I don't feel confident, man. I just feel like this is going to be something that is going to be presented as a way to unify the people, and really what it is going to do is open a back door for a whole bunch of mess and a whole bunch of discrimination and a whole bunch of racism and a whole bunch of queer phobia. And I'm worried. Now, I will say this. I have not heard Elon Musk specifically speak on why he's making this move to purchase Twitter, why he did it, what his motives are, what he plans on really doing with the platform outside of the general vague description of promoting free speech and this, that, and the third, blah, 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 blah. I want to know exactly what Elon Musk means by free speech. I want to know what the people in the government mean when they say free speech. Like, what does that mean? What does that entail? And who do you include? Who all gets this free speech? Who all gets this free speech? I just need to know. Is everybody going to get the same free speech? And is the decrease of censorship now the eradication of accountability for hate speech? Is this now a backdoor for discrimination being open game? Is this now a way to uplift the voices who are being suppressed? Are we doing this for the people, or are we doing, like, is this a 1% benefit? Is this a 99% benefit? I really need to know. I need to know, where is this really going? Because in all of my observation when it comes to how this country is moving, a person of color, a person of the LGBT community, I don't think that you should necessarily feel excited about all of this. But I'm not going to say that you should automatically have a negative feeling either. I just say that you should be curious and that you should be on guard and that you should be prepared, because some things are happening. And I'm not exactly sure what, but you know when they say listen to your gut? Okay. So, with that being said, thank you so much for being here. I appreciate every single one of you for visiting and or returning to Georgia, Carolina. I love every single one of you from the bottom of my green heart emoji. If you like the video, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and do all of the YouTubey things. And drop a comment. Let me know what you guys think. And until the next one, peace. Goodbye. Shit.